Hey ho.
Hello,
Oh,
hello.
there we are.
Good.
How are you guys?
We're pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. So I'm Erica from Q92.9 here in Pittsburgh.
Hi, Erica. How are you?
Hey
I'm,
there. I'm Taylor.
I'm Zach.
I'm Zach.
And
That's
I'm Isaac.
Isaac. Like, who am I talking to?
I love this so much. So this has been like a very surreal week for me because I'm a 80s, 90s girl and I was with New
Mhm.
Kids on the Block last week and now I'm with you guys and I'm having all these pinch me moments. So I really appreciate you guys doing this interview.
Yeah, happy to do it. Yeah.
Glad to do it.
Well, very cool. So where are you right now?
We're back at our office and studio here in Oklahoma, in Tulsa.
Yeah.
A lot of in and out this summer. A lot of little gigs here and there, festivals, and
Just played Boulevardia, a beer and music festival up in Kansas City.
then
And then
Summerfest a couple
Summerfest.
days ago.
And then we're going to be heading off to Scandinavia and Europe,
And then
doing a
come
bunch
back
of
for
shows
this fall U.S. tour.
in fall.
Excited.
Yeah. So a lot of things.
Yeah, you guys don't stop. I mean, between all of that and then all the kids, like there's no way you ever sleep.
Yeah, we're training them up to
Actually,
be the road crew.
Actually, I found the coolest thing about the kids in a lot of ways is that, especially as they get older, I find that they provide more sleep for me because the younger ones are taken care of by the older ones. So you'd be like, you pass them off, you'd be like, hey, I
That's
just came back from a long gig.
You're
You
not
know,
supposed
here
to
you go.
admit
Here's
that
the
you let your
3-year-old.
kids do the parenting.
No, well, just the babysitting.
Don't burn this house
Temporary
down.
morning
Right.
babysitting. Hey,
Right.
make your little sister some scrambled eggs in a bagel, okay? All right, thanks.
Well, I mean, it is true. We are known now these days for having a lot of kids because I guess it's less common than.
Yes.
But we grew up in a big family, and I mean, I think chaos is part of growing up in a big family, and chaos is part of being in a band and touring. So it kind
Yeah,
of,
exactly.
there's
It just kind of all made
those two
sense.
things do sort of
Yeah.
complement each other.
Yeah.
But we stay busy. We've always gotten to do something that we love with music, and frankly, we're just grateful that we get to go out there and see fans. I mean, like this tour coming up, it's a celebration. Obviously, you're talking about your own history, but it's always a chance to just say thank you to fans that'll come out over and over.
Oh my gosh. When we announced this tour, our fans went crazy. We gave away tickets right away, and my phone lines were just jammed constantly. We want the Hanson tickets. So,
Awesome.
yeah, this is going to be good. Now, I'll say that I refuse to believe that Mbop came out 27 years ago, right?
No,
It's
right.
better not to say it out loud.
No, I know because I'm that age. And then
Right.
here we are, the 20th anniversary of the Underneath album. But like as fans, you guys are supposed to freeze in time. Like we get older,
Yes.
but you guys are
Yeah.
still supposed to
Yeah.
be teenagers. So it's just so crazy.
I'm glad I'm not 14 anymore. That
Yeah.
I'm actually good with right where I am, but it is
Yeah.
true. I mean, this tour is 20 years of celebration of an album. Of course, the Underneath album, but it was also kind of a milestone because we launched a label, became independent again. And so much of that is just taking a chance on what you believe in with your music
Yeah.
and the fans. I mean, the audience. And so we have our own nostalgia when we go out on with these particular themes of albums because this was an album where we really bet on the audience. We had a whole new label, a whole new team. We rebuilt everything,
Yeah.
and we said, what, we know that the audience is out there, even though it had been a few years of gap, and we found them and have connected and have been able to continue to tour all over the world for a long time.
Well, and there was a lot of question at the time, certainly a lot of skepticism from friends
The
who were
world.
fans and labels and so on, like, hey, if you do this, your career's over kind of thing. And we were like, yeah, I don't think it's quite like that. And not to mention, if we don't take this kind of risk, we've been stuck in a weird situation where we got inherited by another label, corporate merger nonsense. And we found ourselves saying, well, if we don't take a risk like this, then we may not have a career left at all, almost certainly, because there's no way to guarantee that stuff like this won't happen again, and you get stuck for 3 years not being able to do the work that you want to do. So we went out and released that record and did an acoustic tour first, and then an electric tour, and that's part of what
The theme of this tour, yeah,
this tour is 2 nights. So it's an acoustic tour show and an electric tour show back to back, and so that was just kind of a fun way to celebrate the album. And in addition to that, we also did, I think, my favorite thing we've done probably in at least 15 years, which was that we took the song Penny and Me and we really deconstructed it and reinvented it in a way that I actually think for lack of, I hate using this word, but it's like a very mature version of the song. It really brings
You mature like a
out,
fine wine.
yeah, exactly. It really brings out the lyric and the melody of the song in a different way.
Because that was the debut single from the record.
Yeah, because that was the debut single from the Underneath album, which we're celebrating. And it was just it. I think if fans take a chance to kind of re-listen to that version, which they certainly are, and we're getting a lot of really cool commentary from it. But I personally, just as an artist, as a songwriter, it's a song we wrote, but it's really giving it a fresh take and a fresh emotional tone, and I love it. I'm really, really proud of how that turned out.
I love it too, but I think that's what's cool about music as we age. Like we listened to the songs in the 90s when we were younger and loved the words. We just sang it because it sounded good and it was fun. You get older and you go back and listen to those songs again, you're like, oh, wow. And I think we can appreciate it as we get older a little bit more, like the deeper meaning in these songs.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and we were certainly trying to pull some of that out in the Penny and Me version, but also there's a song that we reference in the song Penny and Me called Pink Moon, which is by a very kind of under-noticed folk artist from the UK. Yeah. And we were really listening to a lot of his stuff. His name is Nick Drake, and he's got a song called Pink Moon. And we say, singing along to Feeling All Right, which is a Dave Mason song, making it by under Pink Moonlight. It's always Penny and Me tonight. And that Pink Moonlight reference, we decided to record the song Pink Moon too, because we were just like, this would be kind of fun to just kind of do a full circle.
Well, you talk about it changing meaning. I think for us, you're always trying to write the kind of songs that will have that evolution, right? Where they're really relevant to you in the moment you're in, but also generations from now, people will still listen to it and be able to connect to it, be able to find themselves in that same place. And it's really cool to see that become a reality when you look out in the audience and you see a fan that was 14 when they first came to a concert, but now they're bringing their 14-year-old. Right. That's really special. It's something that we always hope for, and when you see it happen, that's sort of the dream.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in this tour. The whole project.
Exactly.
He's right. It's that connection. It's that full circle.
Well, we were lucky enough to give away the 2-night, like every winner of ours is coming both nights. And I talked to a lot of moms that were winning. And I said, you're going both nights. Who are you going to bring? And I know one mom specifically said, I'm going to bring my daughter the first night, and I'm just going to bring a friend the second night. And I just love that.
Yeah. I think it's pretty great.
It is, the people that we grew up listening to, I mean, we got turned on to music long before our time, 50s, 60s records, and then on through, all the things that came before, 70s, 80s.
Well, and even some of the stuff that stuck with me the most, even that was coming out in the 90s, were artists like Tom Petty and artists like Billy Joel, who had already had long careers.
And one of the things that we talked about this in a couple of weeks ago is the changing, the sort of the shift that's happening. If anything, is when you look out, you just see more and more of a broad demographic of people, because you've discovered different people along their journey. You have people that are finding your band for the very first time that are like, this record just came out. No, that's 20 years old, or that's 10, or somebody that has been with you through like a lifetime almost. And I mean, for these are going to be special shows. It's only 12 cities, but it's 2 nights in every city. So it's kind of a destination tour. And then, like Ike was mentioning, part of it we're also doing is a reissue of the Underneath album with a bunch of songs that didn't actually make the final record, but fans have found over the years because they were special products. We did a documentary about it. And so it's also a kind of there's a new music element with this fall tour and the couple new songs we recorded. So.
For sure.
So how was Pittsburgh one of the lucky 12?
Yeah.
Well, Pittsburgh fans are always amazing. I mean,
absolutely.
Truly. I mean, some of the loudest fans.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
And I mean, over and over. I mean,
I'd say they rival Boston. Boston is always a biggest place. And Pittsburgh gives them a run.
And one of our sisters lives in Pittsburgh. So I'm pretty positive around that. She's just putting out flyers all the time.
Exactly. It's like a family show.
Yeah. So we love Pittsburgh.
That's really cool. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have, by the way, and our sisters. Brought to you by our sister. No, but it's not just a sister city, it's a sister's city. But it's, I mean, with tours, you're always looking for different things that make them fresh. I mean, as we've always loved being on the road and getting to play live it's a unique experience outside of making records. It's always fresh no matter what. But with tours, you have to watch out just going, all right, it's time to, go out and just play a generic show. You're always looking for themes and things that make them exciting and different. And so it is definitely a fans tour, a kind of a sense of like people that have followed us and maybe gone to a major tour, this gives us a chance to touch on different things that you might not hear. The other thing that we're excited about on this tour is if we have fans that know our history and also know sort of great power pop artists, others, we have great support and great guests on this tour. Matthew Sweet, we love and is an amazing songwriter, performer. He's opening up on the acoustic night. He's the special guest there. We wrote the title track underneath with him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then Phantom Planet, who are longtime friends, amazing band, have been kind of getting the band back together in the last few years. Yeah. They're opening the second night and supporting. And so it's going to be a phenomenal tour. That in and of itself actually is part of what we were excited about too, because we're excited to go to the shows.
Well, no, we're excited to go to the shows, but also that element of having two different acts kind of doing the gigs, doing the tour with us, it just accentuates the difference between night one and night two, and I think makes it that much more valuable and worthwhile for people to kind of think about actually going.
In addition to us changing the set, there's also two cool artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then if that's not enough, we will have our beer with us.
Yeah,
our new beer. I have a can right here. This one's empty, but that's called Pink Moon. Yeah, so it's going to be really fun. People can raise a glass and sing some music, and
so we started brewing beer, started a small craft brewery 10 years ago. And we've gone through a lot of different iterations. And then with this project, we're like Zach's saying, we're sort of relaunching this in a lot of new markets. And so you'll be able to get this brand new beer inspired by the theme. Pink Moonlight is the name of the beer. It's a great.
And then also Hops.
And Hops, which is our sort of flagship pale ale. Beer. And so you will be able to raise a glass or a can.
And the ones that really care.
Yes.
And because we don't have any more, because we needed to completely stack the deck. If you are coming in for those shows, there's also a little dance party the end of the first night. So you can come, I'll be DJing, and just makes it a party after the first night of shows. So basically we're just going to take over your town for a couple nights.
Like everything said, DJ dance party with Taylor Hanson. You're actually the DJ.
I'm the DJ. Yeah. No, you're not going to be dancing with me. Trust me.
I mean, what people don't know is that on Bop is actually Taylor.
No, it's not. No, I can't speak for that one. I just remember
blow up the internet.
Yeah,
it was actually like
DJ is a generous term. Yes, I do. I have DJed and played a lot of shows. Really again, about 10 years ago, we did a tour where I said, well, I should give this a try. We find fans are like, a lot of fans are coming together to just hang out with each other. And we started on this tour, and a lot of people would say, well, this is what we're going to do after. We're going to go here. It's like, well, why aren't we have the after? We should be the
just
after.
Do the after.
So just honestly have a lot of fun. If people are coming in for those shows, this is kind of a destination show. We know people might travel, so hang out, come back in, enjoy a beer, have
a good girls weekend, good couples weekend, good time.
And we're not going to throw any Ginsu knives. Nothing else is on the infomercial.
Nothing crazy.
And if that's not enough,
right? Wait, there's
more.
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be a fun tour.
Oh my gosh, so excited. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but it's really close to sold out too. So anyone watching this now, and I mentioned it on the air a few minutes ago, you got to get those tickets because there's not many left.
That's true.
There are not.
Yeah.
And we have, we like the tour so much that you're actually, our family is going to be buying the tickets. So you need to beat the other Hansons.
Oh my.
Exactly. And there's a lot of them.
Our sister's family. She might.
Well, wait, I was not going to mention this, but since you talked about your sister earlier, real quick, 90s, my high school days, you had to pick your doppelganger or whatever.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately,
everyone said that Taylor Hanson was my doppelganger.
Oh man,
that seems like a real insult to you.
He's much prettier than Taylor.
Yes, he's so hairy in all the wrong places.
No, but back
in those days, that wasn't the case, I guess. So
it was side by side. We had the dirty blonde, wavy hair. Well, I see it. So I could be one of the Hanson sisters then.
Yes, you probably could.
I think you probably could.
Pull it off. Look a bit like our sister Zoe.
Well, now when people in Pittsburgh look at me funny, I'll be like, you think I'm the Hanson sister. Oh, well, I love it. You guys got even more excited for these shows. So October 18th and 19th, the Roxy in here in Pittsburgh. I cannot wait to see you guys then.
Yeah, thanks so much for the shows.
Yeah.
I'll see you then. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate it.
Hey, have a good one.
You too.